This is the sound of the heart.
The heart is responsible for pumping over 1,900 gallons of blood through your veins, arteries, and capillaries every day.
The heart is compacted of many pieces, kind of like a puzzle. The heart is made of the superior vena cava, which leads to the right atrium. This then proceeds to the pulmonary valve and ends at the pulmonary artery, which leads to the lungs. Then we have the pulmonary vein, the mitral valve, and the aortic valve. These all make up the heart.
The heart works in a similar fashion as an air pump, with valves and diaphragms moving in sync to maintain the flow of blood through the body's many veins and arteries. When the heart beats, it does so in two separate phases. First, the atria fill with blood, then the ventricles contract, forcing blood out of the heart into the lungs, then back into the heart to be pumped again into the body. This pumping motion is accomplished by opening and closing valves and contracting ventricles in a strategic manner. Take a look at this diagram to better understand the concept.
Arteries carry the oxygenated blood away from the heart, and veins carry the deoxygenated blood to the heart. The oxygenated blood is carried to your muscles and cells to trade its oxygen for carbon dioxide in the cells so they can carry out respiration, and then they travel back to the heart, create a continuous cycle of oxygen. The faster your heart pumps and the more your muscles work, the more oxygen and blood cells are needed to carry out respiration. This is why you get tired when you work or use your muscles, because you don't have enough blood cells to carry the needed oxygen to your body. This causes lactic acid to be excreted by your muscles.
That's right, Jimmy. And this lactic acid is what builds up in your muscles and causes them to tighten. This is known as an anaerobic activity and contributes to muscle development.
For those of you unfamiliar with the term anaerobic, it refers to the action of cellular respiration without oxygen, and the opposite is aerobic activity, which, as you may have guessed, is respiration with oxygen.
Now let's talk about blood. Blood is made up of about 45% solids, or cells, and about 55% fluids, known as plasma. Plasma is largely water, containing proteins, nutrients, hormones, antibodies, and dissolved waste products. There are about two different types of blood cells in your blood. The red blood cells are called erythrocytes, and the white blood cells are called leukocytes.
In these blood cell types, there are thrombocytes, or also known as platelets. These platelets, which aid the formation of blood clots by releasing various protein substances. When the body is injured or hurt, thrombocytes disintegrate and cause a chemical reaction with the proteins found in plasma, which they eventually create a thread-like substance called fibrin. This fibrin then catches other blood cells from which the clot was formed, preventing further loss of blood, and forms the basis of healing.
These blood clots on the outside of cuts or scrapes are what are known as scabs. This is why it's important not to pick scabs, because if you do, then the blood cells can flow out and make a mess, as well as lead to infection.
There are multiple heart diseases such as a coronary artery disease, heart attack, arrhythmia, heart failure, and much more. These diseases can be dangerous and sometimes fatal.
The best way to avoid these heart diseases is to eat healthy and drink plenty of water. Don't forget to exercise.